Hello and welcome to the France 24 interview. I'm François Picard. We're in the company of one of the senior members of the Muslim Brotherhood, Vice Chair of the Freedom and Justice Party, Essam el-Erian. Thank you for welcoming us here to this.
You are welcome. Sir.
This is a makeshift press center at the al-Adawiya Mosque in Nasr City. You've been here for 2 weeks?
No.
A little under 2 weeks.
You can't know what place I am here. I am here now.
I mean, you, in terms of supporters of the ousted President Mohamed Morsi, what is the plan for the time being?
The plan is to stop this military coup today because that destroy all the democratic process for the Egyptians and Arab world.
Can you stay here indefinitely? For how long?
We are a very patient country. We built the pyramids in maybe 20 years. We are keen to keep our democratic process working according to the democratic rules. So we must expel those leaders who lead the military coup because they destroy our dreams, not only our lives.
You've been staging sit-ins round the clock here in Nasr City. On Monday evening, we saw that there were scuffles in another part of town that resulted in violence. Are you trying to break out of this area?
It is not only last night. It is since the military coup, since 10 days, we have more than 100 militaries killed by the fired gun, by the police and some of the army. And aside the thugs who are protected by the police.
Did you see this coming?
What is coming? The coming is not unknown because we stayed for 18 days in Tahrir Square, and nobody can imagine that Mr. Mubarak can leave. He stepped down, Abu Ghais to step down, and Mr. Sisi will also step down. He may escape.
So at this point, it is for you, the military, that is firmly in control of the situation. It is not the civilian coalition.
Anybody witnessed what happened in Egypt from Alexandria to Aswan and from Rafah to Saloum knows that even every night, not less than 2 million people are in the streets, in the avenues, protesting, demonstrating, and they may be creating paralysis to the traffic. So this is the message from Egyptian people to the whole world, that this military coup cannot pass.
That's the one message, but we're getting another message, which is one of support for the new authorities. We saw it in the form of billions in aid pledged by the Gulf states.
I cannot go to debate about the millions, the counts, but any counting must be happened in the ballots in the voting. This is the only count we can decide about it. Any counts about demonstration, you can imagine and you can say that those are more than those, and I can say the opposite. So let us go to the roadmap made by President Morsi when he back, that we go to a parliamentarian election and any power can take the majority, can rule.
Nonetheless, when the military announced that there was an ultimatum to get things done, did you have a sense at that point that
this was the first step to have a political interference outside or against the Constitution? I was one of that 100 persons made the Constitution. We put the army to guard the country only, not to interfere in the political issues. When he gave an ultimatum to the president, this was a political action against the Constitution, violation of the Constitution.
After President Morsi is ousted, suddenly $12 billion pledged by the Gulf states. Did they take sides against you? It seems that way.
Look, democracy is the dream of all Arabs and Muslims. Some rulers, some dictatorship, some tyrants are afraid about democracy because they know that democracy means accountability. When you have a country, very rich country, with billions of dollars every day, not every week or every month, those people cannot be accounted easily. So I know that the country is afraid about the democratic country of Egypt. But I can ensure that a strong democratic Egypt is a power for all Arabs and even for the Gulf itself.
Presidential spokesperson said this Tuesday that there are discussions going on with all sides, including the Muslim Brotherhood.
We have no discussions with anybody, and we reject any negotiations except after their backing or restoring the legitimacy, restoring the president in his office, restoring the constitution, restoring the Shura Council as the parliamentarian body.
So, in other words, you're going to keep on marching until the president's restored. But
not only marching, all options are open for us.
What does that mean, all options?
All peaceful options is open for all people in all sides without any fear. During the last 2.5 years, this country, those people gave about more than 1,000 or 1,100 militaries killed by what we so-called the third pool. Now we are two pools only. The military and the police against the civilians.
But be more specific. When you say all peaceful options, what does that mean?
We are not an odd nation. In Paris, you struggle for your independence after Nazi occupation. And in America, they struggle for more than few years for a civil war for freedom of slaves. So all options are open for all nations.
But those weren't peaceful, those examples you gave.
Yes, we are peaceful. We are keep peaceful options because we know that what destroyed the Syrian revolution was a military activity. And this was also endorsed by Europeans and the Gulf and others to stop the revolution of the Syrian people. We are Egypt, not Syria, not Pakistan, not Afghanistan, not Algeria. Egyptian people are tolerant, have a very big store of reconciliation, understand Islam in a very moderate way, practicing Islam in a very moderate way. So we are keen to have a peaceful options open for all items.
But it's a big if you're saying that the restoration of President Morsi, it's not looking like that's what's about to happen at this particular point.
This is our insistence to restore Mr. Morsi and the constitution and the parliament. And the power of the people can achieve any dream. No power, tanks, Apaches, guns cannot stop the power of the people.
Essam el-Erian, there's the state news agency reporting that there's an arrest warrant out for you. Will you hand yourself in?
Okay, I was arrested more than 7 times in my life. So our chairman or president of our party is arrested. And he refused to pay his bill to be freed in one case because he have another 2 cases. So our previous leader in Muslim Brotherhood, which is more than 85 years, is arrested without single word from Europeans, from Americans, about a very elder man.
Have you personally been issued an arrest warrant?
Look, I don't concern it with such thing. I am concerned by achieving our goals as Egyptians, as civilians, to build a democratic constitutional country, a modern state, a state of law. During the last week only, all our dreams was destroyed. No finance, no economy, no tourism, no stability, no security. This is the outcome in 1 week, what will go on in 1 month, in 1 year. We cannot tolerate such military system or military regime.
There was a very strongly worded statement out of Istanbul, the International Congress of the Muslim Brotherhood. In it, it called, among other things, for there to be active resistance within the ranks of the military, among those that are sympathetic to your cause.
We are keen to have a united army, well-equipped, well-solid, because it is not the army of Egyptians only.
So you don't condone civil disobedience within the army?
Sir, as about Istanbul, Muslim Brotherhood are keen to deliver a statement after every meeting. Don't go behind allegations or lies.
So what they said doesn't concern you directly?
We are Egyptians. And the people decided to go to the streets before the military coup because they were expecting a military coup. And we are here since about 18 days now before Istanbul, if there is any meeting in Istanbul or after anything else. So we are keen to have national decisions.
National
done
decisions.
by Egyptians, not only Muslim Brotherhood or Freedom and Justice Party. We have a national alliance to support legitimacy.
And Essam el-Erian, one final question for you. With hindsight, do you regret not having done like Tunisia, perhaps first write up a constitution, then choose legislative and presidential elections?
This was done in Egypt, but the liberals and the seculars destroyed the roadmap. It was amendments for the constitution in 19th of March 2011. And we were restoring the previous constitution before having a new one.
Going forth, is that not the way?
Yes, that was good, very, very good for the Egyptians. But this now
Could it still be good?
It is a historical moment for both sides in the Mediterranean. Europe now and France and Italy is in a very big chaos about supporting the military coup. Without a single word come from any European capital against the military coup, this will destroy the historical relations between the Arabs as a whole and the other side of the Mediterranean.
Essam el-Erian, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being with us here for a special edition of the France 24 interview.